You ready? Nicky Hawkins outside the Emirates West Ham Fan TV. Dave, masterclass tonight.
Masterclass. I'm so happy right now. I am so happy. Ever since they signed Rice, their fans have been insufferable. They've been unbearable. And just to come here, it wasn't a lucky performance. It was a clever performance. Ariola, I thought was man of the match. I thought he was superb. But to come out and to play and to counter the way we did, we had the setback with Paquetá coming off injured, which might be a blessing.
Benny was brilliant when he came on, to be honest.
I thought there was two things I noticed with Benny we played well. One is when he came off early, so he didn't try and go down the line on the outside of the fullback, but he came inside early.
Yeah.
And secondly, when he went down the right, he had Nelson and Zinchenko. Like when he was running at them, they didn't want to know. They didn't like it. So it was good to see that side Ben Rama back. The Ben Rama that at spells last year was at times our best player. And hopefully, he looks like he's going to. He's certainly got 2 games in the side, I think, for Brighton and Bristol City. Hopefully, he can play like he did tonight, and we don't see what we have seen from Ben Rama this season, where he's a very slow, very boring, very predictable player.
Yeah, absolutely. Emerson, what a player he's been this year. He was unbelievable tonight.
He was, to be fair. You can make a case for any of them. I hold my hands up when I saw that team. I thought, we're going to concede. Mavropanos and Bonner. They were exactly. They were colossal at the back. Soufam, Alvarez again. Possibly the unsung hero of the season. And then going forward, the attackers all. It was a 10 out of 10 performance. I don't think there was a bad performance.
No, I think everyone dug in. You're right, mate. But listen, we're going to lose a couple now, especially Kudus, who's been instrumental in the form. Can we carry on this form? If we can get past the next month, we're in for a good season, aren't we?
We are. We've just got to sort of like find that consistency where we can beat Man United and Arsenal, but then Everton do us. Fulham beat us 5-0. We've got to find that consistency to go through the second half of the season. If we can do that, it's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
And the other thing as well that I think might be positive is that before we play Brighton, the January transfer window opens. Now, Paquetá's injury, we know Man City was sniffing around in the summer. They're underperforming. They're short of players. If Paquetá's out for a month and he misses 2 league games, but we keep him for the rest of the season, that's probably a positive. If we can shift on some of the players on the bench that Johnson, Kehrer. Fornals at the end when he came out to do his sprints looked dejected. He looked like a broken man. If we can move some of these players on, then we're going to start opening up gaps in the squads. If you look at Arsenal substitutions today, all come through their academy.
Yeah.
It's going to open up opportunities for some of those youth team players to come through, and maybe they're going to fill the gaps, and then maybe that'll refine our summer spending. If we can find the players that we need within our youth setup, then we can do what Arsenal have done in respect of, okay, we've got these players, we don't need to buy a backup midfielder, we've got Smith Rowe, we don't need a backup winger, we've got Nelson, and these players may go on to push to the first team. We're going to find that we might find, and suddenly we don't need to go and spend that money. We don't need to go and buy a backup for Emerson if suddenly Scholes can come through. We don't need to replace Ben Rama if Marshall comes through. And there's so many avenues there that if we can just play the window right, I think the whole, obviously, look, we're going to look at performances in terms of the present. But going forward into next season, we can certainly find the positives to take us forward into next year.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I agree. But Happy New Year to you, Dave. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you
Thanks for
very much.
everything this year. And